Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to the 2022 Scottish Open here at Greenock Golf Club. I'm going to be your commentator, Callum Kent, and I'm going to be taking you through the next hour or so as we go through what's going to happen with the singles and how they obviously go through the first few holes. You will see from today that the weather is not as perfect as we were hoping. It's not Costa del Greenock as it was last year. Unfortunately, it's back to Scottish Greenock, drizzle and lots of rain. However, the course is looking absolutely fantastic. And in order to make this experience even better, I have with me the nicest guy in foot golf. Perfect tan, perfect teeth, Gary Thompson.
Carol and Kent, thank you very much for the compliments and welcome everybody to the first day of our single stroke play live stream. We're here on hole one, and as Carolyn says, the weather is a little bit wet, a bit windier than yesterday, but the course is in immaculate condition and we are expecting some exceptional play today. Can't wait for the action to kick off. We're about 5 minutes away, I think, from the first group on the tee. Carolyn, do you know who we've got up first?
Yes, I can see them basically swapping scorecards. I don't know who everybody is because I've got a couple of people with their backs to me, but I can definitely see Irvin Small and also Kyle McCourt, and Ali Bissek is going to take them through what's going on. So while we're here, let's take a little bit of a look at Gary. Let's put you on the spot and let's talk about predictions. Let's start with the men's. What's your thoughts?
Wow, that's a very, very tough question, Carolyn. Although I have to say I was doing a little bit of stats work before we came along today, and I think there's two clear front runners here. I think Mick Eardley, last year's champion, minus 15, I mean, is in incredible form at the moment. Carolyn, you and I shared a round with him yesterday in the pairs, and it's very difficult to see past Mick when he's playing in that kind of form. The other front runner I had is Fraser Weir, our 2020 champion. It's quite incredible actually looking at stats. Fraser Weir has gone minus 10 in 2020 and minus 10 again in 2021. And it was really only his first round in 2021 that actually cost him. I think he shot the best round of the entire weekend on the Sunday last year, 59 and 11 under par. And if he repeats that kind of form today, he's in with a chance.
I agree, and I think as well we've got a few guests visiting actually. We've got Julian Babel, Switzerland. Obviously may challenge. Also, I'm going to go for a bit of a dark horse and say James Barry from Ireland won the Welsh this year and was in excellent form, and his putting is absolutely phenomenal. So obviously Tom Spink as well, English Open winner 2021. So it's an incredibly difficult field that the men have. So let's move on then and put you on the spot, and I'll remind you that I'm actually your captain at Bridgend, and ask you about the ladies.
Well, we've already had a chat about this before, and yes, I have said that I've got two very good friends that are in the ladies competition, and what I would say is what we've got in the ladies competition is an incredible field. Once again, I think what we've seen for the majors this year across the UK is talent at each and every one of them. If you put me on the spot, I think it's going to be a very close battle. I think Claire Williams will start as the favourite. Claire has won the tournament the last couple of years. Carolyn, I think you and some others in the field can run Claire very, very close.
Well, I have to say, I probably owe you a pint after the round for at least saying that, considering I got nowhere near her last year or the year before. But, you know, miracles do happen, and we can call it the miracle of Greenock. Let's move on to the seniors then, because I think that's another category that's very, very competitive. So talk me through your predictions for that.
This one, Carolyn, is a very tough one to call. Again, just looking at the stats over the last couple of years, you look Gavin Howe second in 2020. He took the title last year. Incredible score, -6. 9 shots off the top, but I think he was actually in 7th place overall. So for me, Gavin Howe starts as the favourite. He knows the course. We've changed a couple of holes, but Gav knows the course, is played well, and for me starts as a favourite. But what we've got is we've got players that are coming through and challenging all the seniors across all the events this year. Our very own Robin Murray from Bridgend, Carolyn. I think if he plays the form that he's been in over the last couple of weeks, I think he'll do very well.
We're going to just see Chris Lewis tee off before we talk a little bit more about the seniors. Chris Lewis has gone out to the left there. You can see a big expansive fairway, nice and safe. Next up is Kyle McCourt, left-footed, and you'll testify, Gary, horrible shot. Oh, he's going to go with his right, actually. I thought he was left-footed for some reason. I think we can clearly safely say there that he is right-footed. Again, nice and safe. And now you've got Irvin Small. It looks as if he's shaping up to go out left as well. Close to the tree, but will it stay out the ditch? That is the question. It's going to stick. Yeah, so 3 perfect tee shots. That set us off. So yeah, going back to the seniors, Gary. I mean, talking about you know, for me personally, Donnie Mckenzie at the moment is flying. You know, won the match play, second there just at Duns. But you know, I don't think he can be ruled out. And then you know, you've got some newcomers coming through like Gio Dunlop as well, who's you know did very well at a local event in Broadleaf last year. So it'll be interesting to see because I think this is definitely a course for the experienced player. So yeah, and as you said, you mentioned Robin Murray, but Colin Murray as well is going to be up there, and you know you've got John Jury, good with both feet. So yeah, it's going to be a very difficult category.
Yeah, I think also we can't rule out Paul Bolton as well. Paul was our 2020 champ and finished 3rd last year. So it's I think the strongest seniors field that we've seen here at Greenock, and I'm very much looking forward to it. Yeah. So we see a second shot there from Irvin Small. He was obviously furthest back from the tee shot. He's played it up and over the rough, and he's just caught the fairway. So he's got a fairly long putt, but he's got a look at birdie. Next up, we have Chris Lewis, yeah, sorry, and yep. He's caught the tree. So Kyle McCourt with the left has also just clipped the tree. It's ended up in a very similar spot to Irvin Small, so he'll also have a look at birdie, a very long putt or approach shot there.
Just a reminder for everybody that we do have 2 sets of tees. If you are watching, if you're in the men's category and the senior category, you will be playing off of the purple tees. Please do not play off of the navy tees because if you don't rectify it, it's a disqualification. Good putt there.
So Chris Lewis, yeah, hit the flag. Had to put a bit of weight behind it, give it a chance. Just a little bit too much, bounced off to the right-hand side.
Yeah, and putting downhill there, so be interesting to see how he gets on, how fast it is.
Yeah, he's left himself maybe a 3-metre putt, so it's not a gimme by any stretch of the imagination. So next to go, Kyle McCourt for birdie. He started the ball to the left. I don't think this turns back in. Yep, it is just landed about 2 or 3 metres to the left of the flag. The weight on that shot was pretty good. I think the line just needed to start slightly to the right-hand side.
Yeah, and I think we'll see that a lot, Gary, is that the reading of that hole is actually quite difficult, isn't it?
Yeah, it looks like there's a couple of different cambers that the ball's taken as it approaches the hole. Irvin's gone direct and he's just clipped the left edge of the cup as we look at it.
last year at Greenock with the hill that ball rested on. If that was dry, that would probably roll back in towards the hole, but it's not going to do that this year with it being wet, as I found out last night. And I did say that putting downhill there, it's a tricky putt.
It's a very hard putt. It did look like it ran right to left and it just didn't turn at all. So Chris starts off with a bogey.
Sorry.
Kyle McCord in for par. Irvin Small in the side of the cup. I was ready with my comment there. Irvin does not miss from there. And, well, that comment is very true, but I think...
So, next up on the tee, we have Ryan Purcell from Wales. Be interesting to see if we see anybody go for this today. Yep.
Next on the tee, Mark Coates.
Next up is Mark Coates.
So Ryan Purcell's tee shot, Carolyn, is huge.
Massive, I know, I saw that, yeah. Absolutely massive. And that's why you've got to kind of ask yourself, do you need to take that danger on?
I think stay left, stay safe.
Mark Coates has hit off the tee. And that's going to sit nicely for him, I think. Just got to be careful because there's a little ditch down there and it can roll down and into it. So now here we've got a left-footed player. We've got Donnie Mckenzie, and it'll be interesting to see how the lefties handle this shot. Absolutely. Got a lovely bounce there as well, which took it off to the left, so took it away from danger. So very nice. And up next, it's a guy who's now got two quads, as opposed to just a left one. It's Neil Shave. And it's good to see him back and being able to hit with that right foot.
Wow.
Everybody remembers what happened at the Welsh. He's taken a little bit of Ryan Purcell's fire there.
And Carolyn, I think we thought Ryan Purcell's tee shot was huge, but Neil Shaves has gone a good 20, 25 yards beyond that.
Yeah, that's one of those hold my beer, Ryan.
For the 112 tee off, can I have Lewis Cox, Dan Wallbank, David McDonald, and Callum Hague, please? Go on then.
So Donnie and Mark have got very tough second shots here. They've got the group of trees between their ball and the pin to negotiate. Mark to go first. And he has sensibly played round the left-hand side of the trees and caught the rough there. So he's got a look at an approach for birdie. Donnie Mckenzie, left foot, other side of the trees. Got a little bit further, but the ball really holding up in the rough with the moisture in the ground. So Ryan Purcell just sizing up what that approach looks like. As we've already spoken about, Carolyn, there's a number of different cambers as the ball approaches the hole. So Ryan just trying to see if there's a channel that can play through or a route that will take him into the pin. Purcell approach has gone right. Weight was good. Ball has landed in the rough on the right hand side. It's given him fairly flat. It's maybe slightly downhill putt from there. It's quite a tricky one for birdie.
Lewis Tinto just saying that he needs to be here. I think you probably brought the sunshine last year, Lewis. So we'll be delighted to have you back.
Yeah, please come. So Neil Shave's approach shot there, he's gone left side and south off the pin. I think that's a sensible play from where he was. He's left himself an uphill putt, and actually there's what looks like a good, nice flat channel into the pin.
As I said to you earlier, this course is all about course management, and you'll see the more experienced players not go for second shots, just put it into good positions, and that'll really be the players that, you know, they will probably still make birdie, but from a longer way out.
I 100% agree, Carol. Donnie Mckenzie approach here on 3. This is the birdie putt, and he's gone left. He's inside Neil Shave's ball, so he will get a read at the putt from there. I'd expect Donnie from 2 or 3 metres away to knock that in anyway. So Ryan Purcell, he's got a very testing putt from there. He's playing first of all through rough. He's playing it across the fairway and slightly downhill as well. That's the ball and right at the pin. Excellent birdie there from Ryan Purcell.
Cracking shot, that.
Superb. Very nice par, that. So Neil Shave, birdie putt. And as confident as you like, Neil Shave starts off the Scottish Open with a birdie. Donnie Mckenzie in for par. 2 pars, 2 birdies. Good start.
Next on the tee, back up, Lewis Cox. Everybody's going left. I have to say, yesterday I saw Fraser Weir just make it over the danger, and he is a big hitter. Thank you very much for the lovely comments, Darryl. Really appreciate them. Dan Wallbank, huge boom. Left foot though, I'm not sure where that's gone. Next on the tee, David McDonald Jr. Has it bounced over? I think that may have just gone in the ditch. It's so easy if you get a bad bounce. So next up, it's the guy that's put a power of work in this week, Callum Hague. he's going to go for it. Lightly hooked it, but did he get ahead of Tour Bounce? I cannot quite see if he got ahead of Tour Bounce.
For the 118 tee-off, can I have Gio Dunlop, Laura?
I think, Gary, I'm going to follow this group down, and then what we'll do is we'll look on to hole number 2. Actually, I'm going to watch this next group because I want to show everybody the female tees as well, and I think Laura Thompson's up next.
Okay.
Bridge-end privilege, that. Bridge-end privilege. I have to say, I am absolutely dreading walking down that hill and having a on-film live slip, or as it's known, the Slippy Sea, as I was called at Broadleys when it happened on the live feed with ASL Golf. Assuming that's for Gio Dunlop, who's up next.
Approach shot here from Callum Hague. Really whipped that ball from where he was, and he's got some distance on that. He's left himself maybe 15, 20 yards from the pin, just in the rough a little bit on the right-hand side, but looking good for a chance at birdie.
Yeah, did well. Again, he went over, but you've just got so many chances of a bad bounce over there. Definitely much safer going left off the tee from the main tees up here.
Outside off the right here, playing up and round the trees. Very good shot. Giving himself a look at birdie again. And approach shot from David McDonald. Pacey. Going to end up north of the pin, but
It's interesting you said pacey there, right? But it actually slowed down quite quickly. And I think that's going to be a big feature of today.
It looked very pacey when he kicked the ball, but you're absolutely right, Carol, and that ball slowed down remarkably through the rough, and he's left himself, what, 1.5 meters from the pin. Excellent approach. Yep.
So we're about to tee off up here. We're going to have Sam McGoldrick, Gio Dunlop and Laura Thompson. I would imagine that the men will go first, and then Laura will head down, and I'll follow this group down before we head on to hole 2.
So Callum Hague, birdie putt, starts the ball to the right. Ball is turning left. Has it got the weight? Ball again, just held up in the dew on the grass.
Next on the tee, Dan McGoldrick.
Dan McGoldrick up next on the tee.
So Callum taps in for birdie there.
Excellent hit from Sam. Does it get a good bounce to come back left? And it does. Right. I'm going to kill Ali later for correcting me on camera. So I'm going to move to the edge here and we're going to see.
So Dan Wallbank's putt on one has just gone left. Quite a heavy right to left turn there as we look at it. Wallbank's in the side door for
par. If anyone's frightened, I of course won't kill Ali. So Laura Thompson and Pace have asked for both these balls to be marked. Downhill run up for the ladies, so.
Lewis Cox just missed
it's going to
the
sit
right
nicely.
side for par.
She's all good.
On the tee for the 124.
David McDonald in the side door at once again. Is that par? David McDonald managing to save himself there to some extent. A bogey after being in the ditch off the tee. So Gio Dunlop approach on one. Ball really just holding up in that rough there, Carolyn.
Yeah, and what you've also got to look at is actually the lie that the players have as well. If you're not on the fairway, and even if you are on the fairway, it's very undulating. That's why you try smacking it here at Greenock. It sometimes goes off in a direction you did not think it would go. And you'll see the players, the top players, control the ball all the way around the course.
Yeah, absolutely, Carolyn. Placement is key on most courses, but even more so here at Greenock.
Lovely hit by Sam there.
This looks very good.
Lovely hit, yeah. You see as well, Laura is in a bit of a little ditch down here, so she's not going to be able to get under the ball, so she's going to have to hit and be sensible with it.
Laura, look, this looks good as well.
Lovely.
Line looks fantastic. So both Laura and Sam have given themselves a good look at birdie here. Gio got a much longer approach shot.
Quick. Put that downhill putt. And on the angle. So, yeah, tricky one there for Gio.
Laura Thompson for birdie with the toe.
Just turned. Good effort. Good effort. In the dry, it would roll back, but not today.
I think walking off the first hole with a par is not a bad score.
No, I would agree. A little bit short there. I was on a good line, just needed a little bit more pace. Good effort though. Great putt. Very nice putt there from Gio. So I think we'll head on, Gary, to the second. I'll head up towards green if you want to follow these guys there. And if you want to give us a little hole flyover, that would be great.
So we're on to hole number 2 here at the Scottish Open at Greenock Golf Club, and this one is sponsored by Blackwood Plumbing and Gas. Tough par 3, it's fairly long, it's 125 yards, and it definitely suits the left footer off the tee. You do need to hit a big tee shot here, get it through this undulating fairway and up the hill. Anything off the tee that's near this golf green is a good shot. It might just give you an outside look at a birdie, but in truth, you just want to get your ball as close to the hole as possible from your second shot, tap in your par, and move on.
I'm watching here. This will be all right here. Yeah. Aye.
So, hole number 2, a fairly long par
we're up
3.
now.
Hole number 2, a fairly long par 3. You're playing up and over the mound. There's an undulating area once you get over there, and beyond that, you've got a very long golf green with the pin tucked right at the very back. Carolyn, talk us through your second shot here from yesterday.
Thought you'd never ask. Nailed it for miles away.
So what we're seeing today is the tees have been moved. They were on the right-hand side of the fairway yesterday, and there was a golf hole very close to where the tee box was, so tees have been moved into the middle of the fairway. So actually this now opens up the shot for both the left and the right footer. To an extent, once you actually hit your shot, you're relying on the luck of the gods and what side of the number of undulations you catch at the very top of this hill.
Yes, and you'll also see, as this comes over here, you'll see Gio's shot coming up and over. Some people will make it over, some people will not.
So Gio with the right,
so
started off left.
And you can see how far left he's ended up. It's one of those, for a right footer, if you go for it, try to come over the right-hand side, basically what happens is you often end up shanking it into the trees. Sam McGoldrick, so he looks like he's going to put a bit of shape on it. Almost got to try and curl it up and round.
The line looks good here, Carolyn.
Done. Cracking player, by the way. Look at that. That is beautiful. Now it's going to fade off just to the right-hand side, but from a shot perspective, that's decent. He's got a little bit unlucky, kind of on a mound there, but this is one of those holes. You know, if you birdie it like I did yesterday, it would have been 9 times out of 10, it would have been off the back. So it looks as if Laura's coming up and over just to check. I was slightly concerned that that's where the ladies' tees were and thinking, God, it's par 2.
Well, they very kindly brought the ladies' tees up to the top of the hill.
They have.
Still
They have.
a very tough shot here. You're playing across that area of undulations. So Laura started the ball out to the left.
She knows the line from there, though, because if I remember, Laura was there last year, so she may just be playing out towards that side in order to give her a line that she recognises. Now, you'll also see, just here, that you can also see where the balls have gone, because there's still quite a lot of dew on the grass, so the players will get a little bit of a read. The first group obviously not, but the kind of next groups coming through will get a little bit of a read of what they can see. Gio's just tapped out, so he's quite far from the hole. So this is going to take a little bit of a very good putt in order to try and save par. Looks as if they're nominating Sam McGoldrick to go next. Starts off in a good line. It's turning back towards the hole. That is cracking.
Wow.
Absolutely fantastic. There are only some players on this course that are going to get a birdie here, and I'm pleased to say that Sam's just joined me in that group. So, oh yeah. Also, my pairs partner Gary Thompson yesterday.
Laura Thompson.
Turns back in. Sensible. Tap in. Par.
Right.
Very nice par there for Laura. So Gio with some work to do.
Not yet.
That looks shy. Just it needed a significant amount more. Yeah, last year that probably would have fed all the way towards the hole, but not this year. And Gio taps away for an unfortunate bogey, but
Hey guys, I think you are good to go. So next up on the tee, we have got Thomas Innes. Thomas starts the ball out right. This line looks good. Carolyn, talk to me. Ball looks like it's just fed out onto the right-hand side of the green. Left Thomas a putt across for birdie. Except we have Thomas Matos. Left foot.
Telmo Matos, isn't it?
Telmo
Great
Matos,
shot.
apologies.
Yeah. One of our guests from Luxembourg, I believe. Cracking shot. Sitting probably about 10 feet from the pin.
Next we have Josh Murray.
Josh Murray.
Line looked good again. Just caught a little bit of one of the hills there and bounced a bit to the right. How's that looking on the green, Carolyn?
It's come across and it's going to sit roughly where I think just in front of where Sam hit from, but it's just going to roll past that mound. So yeah, he's got a good look for it, and as we've seen, Sam McGoldrick kind of putting from over there, so it's possible.
Jack Grigor taking a much more direct line by the look of it.
Yeah, got some unlucky bounces there, didn't he? He's going to feed off towards the right, and that's something about Greenock, is that sometimes you know, there is obviously the skill element to being able to read and being able to pick your shots, but sometimes you just get a bad bounce on some of these fairways. So I think it will be Jack Hague to play first.
Matt Morgan there, protecting himself from the elements.
Protect you. There you go, buddy.
Thank you very much.
Some good tee shots.
Yeah, excellent tee shots. Anywhere on the green here. You would take that all day long.
Going to turn just and feed to the right as Jack looks at it. At your left, there is a mound there, so it'll come back. So you should hopefully be able to tap it away. But he is in a little bit of the rough, so it'll be interesting to see how the ball feeds out there. Josh Murray is next. Again, right feed. Should sit a little bit closer and sort of into that kind of binge type cut. It's not an easy putt from there either. Thomas Innes now for his second. Just missed. See how the turns are on here. Telmo. Beautiful too. Absolutely superb too. So Josh and Jack to go. Josh Murray rounds half the hole in the side door for par. Oh, just turn it. I said that, you know, it's how it comes out of that rough at the back. So I think, Gary, you can let the next group know that they're good to tee off. And we can also possibly have maybe a little check of the leaderboard at some point.
Indeed, Carolyn, we can. So now we have 4 groups out on the course, early stages in stroke play today. And the leaderboard is looking as follows. We have 2 players on 2 under. Kyle McCourt, 2 under through 5. Neil Shave, Mr. President, 2 under through 3. So 2 tied on 2 under for the lead at the moment. We have 3 players on 1 under. Chris Lewis, Ryan Purcell and Sam McGoldrick. And a further 5 back on level par. So quite a few birdies so far, Carolyn.
Yeah, and I think that's probably the big thing you're seeing, the fact that it's a little bit wetter. You know, you're seeing that the ball is sitting as it was not doing so last year. So I think we'll head on and we'll follow Telmo's group into number 3, hole number 3, and Gary can give us a whole flyover.
Hole number 3 of the Scottish Open then. Tough par 4, and this one is sponsored by Repro Artwork Solutions. Really tough tee shot. You've got danger to the left, danger to the right, a small burn at the bottom of the clearing. If you get that shot right, you've got another tough shot facing you. You've got to hit the ball quite big over a large spiky bush, and if you get that right onto the elevated green, you've got a good look at making a birdie or at very worst par, but you'll need to be absolutely spot on here.
We are here on the tee for hole number 3. And as you can see, it's last year's risk and reward hole, but we actually teed off from kind of the elevated tee box just above. So kind of taking that danger out, but you've still got the giant spiky bush of death. Helmo. Tee off first. Sensible. Now, how's it travelling? Lovely. So he's sat there. He's potentially going to go over, it looks like. Almost in it. Looks like he's going to go left foot. How's your luck? It's in. His luck is in today. Skips the burn and sits perfect at the bottom.
Yeah, very good tee shot that.
Josh Murray. Gone very wide left and is in the burn. Now,
I think that ball has just sat up before the burn. I think he's got away with one there.
is it in the stakes? Is there stakes there?
I don't think there are.
No. No hazard kick for Josh Murray. Jack's gone for it as well. He has not had the luck that Josh Murray had, but that's Greenock. Definitely cracking tee shot from Tam Ennis there.
So, Carolyn, two very different ways to play this hole. First of all, lay up, and then you can go left or right of the bush, or you can attack the hole from your tee shot. Give me your thoughts on that, please. So Laura Thompson taps in. Gio done a lot with what looked like a fairly straight putt for par, I think, and he's knocked it in. Green up here is very, very tough. I think the conditions today are actually helping matters a lot, because in the dry, this green is quick and rapid and very unforgiving.
So Telmo's about to hit over the bush. And he's gone out wide left. Where does that settle?
That's just going to settle on the back fringe of the green. He's got a putt across, quite a bit of danger given the camber, but he's pin high at the moment. So
camber should bring that in towards the pin, to be fair. So it's just about, can he get the distance and the pace right?
Absolutely.
Just saying, Gary, I saw a lot of people yesterday going to the right of the bush and then trying to hit over that little mound, and people were hitting off the mound and then basically rolling back and effectively not being able to kick because they're so close to the bush behind. So yeah, you'll see a lot of players possibly going very wide left, especially the right foot players going very wide left and then putting across and taking their par on this hole. Left footers, they've got the opportunity to take it on, as Thomas Innes did there. By the way, can I just say that's a cracking shot from Jack Cricker.
It's been it's been very unlucky there as well, Carol, and it just about got up the big upslope onto the green. It just thought about it at the very top and it's ran back down. Once
you're in danger here, it's so difficult. And there's Thomas doing exactly what I said would happen. It hits off the mound, but he's actually, tell you what, that's looking good.
That is a cracking shot. The ball just hit the mound there and it took all the pace and the way out the ball. The line was perfect and he's left himself an uphill putt, 8 to 10 feet for birdie, you'd be taking that on this hole all day long.
Mhm.
So we've got the group in very different positions. Thomas obviously in prime position. Jack back down the other side of the green. He's putting up and over that elevation towards the flag. And we've got Josh and Telmo playing it across the green. So Josh Murray putting across the green. Ball looked like it was holding its line, but it's now just starting to veer off to the left. He's left himself south of the pin, so a very sensible shot. He'll have an uphill putt, which looks fairly straight for par. And get himself off this hole. So Telmo to go next. Birdie putt. He's seen exactly what Josh Murray's ball did. Starts it a bit higher, starts it a bit pacier as well. Line looks good on this one. Line looks very good. And that is an incredible putt.
That is going up on the socials later on, I'll tell you that. What a putt.
Excellent birdie there. World class. So Jack Grigger from in front of the bush. He's got the ball up, right hand side of the pin. I think he would take that from where he was if it's going to sit. Back a little bit and it should sit there.
Back on the tee here, we've seen some unlucky bounces. Nasban's ended up in the rough. Ryan McLeod's way over on the left. But a couple of unlucky bounces that have headed them towards the rough, but not in too much trouble.
Thomas Innes knocks that in for birdie.
Cracking putt.
Josh Murray here for par. Very good. Jack Grigger, I think that's going to miss left side. Is it coming back? Is it coming back? So Jack, I think there, that's possibly a double bogey.
I think that's a 5 actually. Unless he 3-putted that, I didn't notice. Oh God!
Ooh.
Did that come out? Did that come out?
Tree.
Did it come out?
Bush.
It did come out. Wow. I tell you what though, the question is has it come out without a thorn in it? Because it's not just about whether your ball actually ends up in play again, it's whether your ball is actually still alive. Ryan McLeod's gone for it. How's that looking, Gary?
That is looking
Up
very good. We saw Telmo and Josh over on that side. This ball is a good 10, 15 yards inside that. So very good birdie opportunity now. Actually, it's rolling back a little bit, which will help because that will increase the gradient. It'll basically be an uphill putt, I think. Ball is rolling back quite a bit, actually.
Yeah, does it roll off the green is the question.
Very good question. I think it is going to sit there, and I think compared to where it started and where it stopped, I would be taking the ball where it stopped all day long, yeah.
6 o'clock under the pin, not bad. At Costa del Greenock last year, that was way down and off the back of the green, I think. See that big mound just feeds everything, fires absolutely everything left, or it fires it back towards the bush.
It's so difficult, I think, when you've got that in play, unless you can get the height and actually chip up and over it, and then you've got to try and get your ball to stop. It's I think, just a very difficult shot from there. So Razvan, very nice shot this.
Good effort. Good effort for his third.
So he'll have a medium length putt there for par. Does it fancy him to make that?
Quick.
A little bit pacey there, but it will settle on the fringe. So a putt back, slightly downhill for par, I think. So Ryan McLeave starts it slightly right. Ball is just fed off to the left-hand side.
Good effort.
Very good effort.
Gary, I'm going to tell you, this is our last group has come through. I'm going to ask you to be prepared to do a quick check of the leaderboard. Just shy of the hole, that one there.
Yeah, I think with that putt, you almost need to start the ball maybe one or two cuts to the left if you're playing it at that pace.
Yeah, you can see how far it's rolling as well. And this is a green that takes some prisoners if you don't play it right, I have to say. Harsh. Learned a few lessons on this green in the last 2 years, I have to say.
I think the one benefit with these conditions is the ball from here, when playing back up, I think it will sit. I've seen many players take 3 or 4 attempts from that position to actually get the ball into the hole. If you don't get in, it's basically back to your feet, but it's a little bit wetter just now, so the ball is sticking. So Razvan literally drilled that one in. He knew it was in all the way. Caroline, I think we will need to go back now. Our teas are coming up in the next half an hour or so. So Aaron Clancy there just went into the rough on the left-hand side. Yeah, and I think that's a sensible play. Just lay up before the burn. And a very similar shot. So we are going to leave you here. Our filming team will be back throughout the course of today, bringing you more action from the Scottish Open first day. Be sure to join us on our Facebook page, and thank you for watching. Goodbye.